Okay, EOS friends, the topic today is issues. And the number one thing I hear from most of you, especially as you're cascading EOS, is nobody brings any issues to the meetings, Scott, and we don't have a very big issues list. So today, I'm going to give you 3 tips for helping you to facilitate a great issues list. Some context on issues. Remember, there's a long-term list and a short-term list. So every team has 2 issues lists. And the goal of the issues list is very simply to create absolute transparency for what the team is facing in terms of the problems and to prioritize what needs to get solved first. The challenge is as you go farther into your organization, you're going to find people bringing their to-do list as their issues list. And many leaders, especially frontline leaders, are used to maybe you pointing out the issues or whoever the customer yells the loudest, that's the biggest issue. So creating a list is going to take a while for them to get used to doing. I mean, it's a skill they're going to have to learn. So tip number 1, just follow the agenda of the L10 and the quarterly and the annual. I mean, the agendas are designed for you to generate issues as you examine your business. So you take the L10 agenda. You review the scorecard, you review the rocks, you review the to-dos, you review customer and employee headlines. I mean, those 4 things together, the problems that are existing in the company should show up and just jump out at you. And that's the goal of those things. And the quarterly and the annual agenda has the exact same setup. The second thing is ask powerful questions and really use silence. You know, I see a lot of you go, okay, is there any issues? And you'll just look around the table and you'll, any issues? Anybody got any issues today? And you just keep talking. You got to give people time to think. And so use what and how questions to kind of, to stage it. Like, what's frustrating you and what's making your job harder? And then just be silent. You know, other questions you could ask, what's keeping you up at night? What's making that bourbon or that wine taste extra good at the end of the day this week? You know, just it might get people laughing. And then ask them, how would your team answer those questions? And then maybe even finally, you know, what is your spouse or family tired of hearing you talk about? And then just be silent. You know, silence is one of those things that it will force people to think, and it'll allow them to just kind of roll those questions around and step back and really think about what's bugging them. And the last tip, tip number 3, is just listen all week long. And what you're going to find yourself doing, instead of solving those issues when you hear them, is when someone brings something up, say, you know, that's a great one, Sally. Why don't you bring that to the L10 meeting that the team can IDS that this week so we can make that problem go away for everybody. Those are my 3 tips, and here's my challenge to you. Pick one and go try it. And if it doesn't work, call me up and I'll buy you a beer. Until next time, go lead.